The arrival of the PGA Tour Americas circuit has altered the landscape of minor league golf. In this video, we are going to discuss the new PGA Tour Minor League Farm Team created in response to LIV Golf's success. The PGA Tour Canada and the PGA Tour Latino America are joining forces. What does that mean for all involved? The LIV Golf Series formed as a rival to the PGA Tour in 2022, with numerous major names crossing the Atlantic to join the upstart golf league. LIV Golf attracted some high-profile players, and their popularity and notoriety have only grown since then. The PGA Tour is reorganizing its minor leagues in order to streamline the structure and give faster avenues to the top levels of the game for the most talented prospects. The PGA Tour Canada, initially referred to as the Canadian Tour before being taken over by the PGA Tour in 2013, will cease operations next year. Minor league golf tournaments sanctioned by the PGA Tour will continue to be held in the United States. The PGA Tour Canada has announced a merger with the PGA Tour Latino America to become the PGA Tour Americas, a single circuit of 16 events held in Latin America, the United States, and Canada that will promote its top 15 players to the Korn Ferry Tour the following season. 10 of those players will proceed via a season-long points race, while the remaining 5 will advance as one of the top 2 players from the new tour's Latin America swing or one of the top 3 from its North American swing. The combination makes sense from an operational standpoint. The PGA Tour's operation of 2 AA leagues with periodically overlapping schedules forced players with status on both circuits to choose where to play. Over the years, a number of Canadians have faced this dilemma, skipping events in their home country to maintain their standing on the PGA Tour Latino America's points list, alternatively to save money and time on a trip. I've played both, I've traveled both. Obviously, I'm not planning on being on this tour next year, so hopefully it doesn't affect me at all, said Miles Crichton of Digby NS, who is now 12th on the PGA Circuit Latino America's points list. I could have played Victoria last year, but then you'd have to fly from Victoria to Guadalajara, Mexico, and then it would have been 6 events in a row, so I ended up missing the first 3 on the PGA Tour Canada last year, and I'll probably do the same this year. It's unfortunate to miss events with so few, but you can make up for it quickly on these excursions. The bad news is that this implies there will be fewer events in Canada. Since its debut in 2013, the PGA Tour Canada has averaged a dozen tournaments every year, with the exception of 2020 and 2021 due to COVID. During the peak of the former Canadian Tour, there were over 20 events spread across the country, but no PGA Tour connection. The PGA Tour America's calendar for 2024 has yet to be revealed, but with 16 tournaments split across several nations, Canada will likely have only 8 at most. Long-running tournaments in Victoria, Alberta, and Winnipeg should be preserved, while the Osprey Valley Open at TPC Toronto will almost certainly benefit from the host club's Tournament Players Club licensing agreement with the PGA Tour. The new tour's structure may potentially result in fewer Canadians competing in tournaments. That happened when the PGA Tour Canada was founded because the tour's Korn Ferry Tour marketing drew more international players. With the elimination of a complete circuit, the competition will be considerably tougher. Furthermore, the benefits are increasing. The 10 Korn Ferry Tour promotions are all full-time positions. Previously, only the points list winner on both circuits gained such honor, with the next 4 finishers receiving only conditional membership. In addition, the Korn Ferry Tour Q School now offers 5 PGA Tour cards, allowing players to move directly from the PGA Tour Americas to the big leagues. It's not going to be as easy for guys to get status as it has been in the past, Creighton admits. However, the way I see it, it's going to be difficult at some point. The Korn Ferry Tour will be more difficult. The PGA Tour will be more difficult. Overall, I believe it is a net positive. With additional events, you'll attract better players and better prepare individuals for the next level. Guys who have only played in Latin America, a season ends in July and you don't actually play meaningful competitive events until you go to Q School. And then, in Canada, you just wait all winter to play in the summer. So I think spreading it out like this is definitely a better idea. The schedule for the next tour is scheduled to be published this autumn. Why is the PGA Tour opening up more tour cards and the role LIV Golf plays in decision? On Tuesday, the PGA Tour broadened the way to its elite ranks in response to the challenge posed by Saudi-backed LIV Golf. The top 30 finishers on the minor league Korn Ferry Tour's final points list will now be awarded PGA Tour cards, up from the existing amount of 25. In addition, the PGA Tour announced a collaboration with the DP World Tour, which will award PGA Tour cards to the best 10 performers each year. Finally, the top 5 finishers at the PGA's annual Q School will now be granted immediate PGA membership. How is LIV helping open up positions on the PGA Tour? These actions, like virtually everything else in professional golf these days, are a direct response to LIV Golf. Eugene Chikara of the perennial collegiate strength Oklahoma State team announced this weekend that he was turning pro and joining LIV Golf, opening up a second front for the PGA Tour. Previously, LIV had largely attracted over-the-hill pros or grinders looking for a huge payoff, which hurt the PGA Tour but did not pose a long-term threat. PGA Tours expected to leave for LIV? The new series has clearly concluded that announcing new items individually or in small groups is the ideal public relations tactic. It keeps LIV Golf in the spotlight and gives the impression that the new guys are progressively suffocating the PGA Tour. It remains to be seen whether such perception is accurate. Expect additional names, while not major ones, to make headlines this week or next. How worried should the PGA Tour be about losing younger players? So far, LIV Golf has signed some huge names, but none of them are among the sport's top. Nobody in the top 15 of the official World Golf Rankings has committed to or been substantially linked with LIV. If the PGA retains those players, LIV's only real option is to play the long term by acquiring the next wave of top talent soon. Money will not be an issue given LIV's financial backing, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. Patience, on the other hand, could be. LIV Rebels lose legal battle with DP World Tour, plunging the Ryder Cup into chaos. The DP World Tour has won its legal battle against LIV players and will now be allowed to levy fines and sanctions on individuals who participate in competing events without permission. Several players had requested DP World Tour conflicting event releases in order to compete in the first LIV Golf Invitational near London last June. The waiver request was denied, and those who competed at Centurion Club were fined £100,000 each. Some were initially barred from competing in the Genesis Scottish Open, as well as the co-sanctioned Barbasol and Barracuda Championships. In February, a 3-person panel heard 5 days of arguments from lawyers representing LIV players in the DP World Tour, with Sporting Resolutions confirming on the morning of the Masters that they had now upheld and dismissed the DP World Tour's conflicting tournament release regulation. A trio of LIV golfers were seeking a temporary restraining order to compete in the lucrative FedEx playoffs. 3 golfers from the Saudi-backed LIV Golf Series were denied entry into the FedEx Cup playoffs after a legal dispute with the PGA Tour. Judge Beth Labson Freeman of the United States District Court for the District of Columbia dismissed their claim and decided in favor of the PGA Tour. Gooch, Swafford, and Jones are among 11 players fighting their PGA Tour bans, and they have been fined £100,000 for participating in the inaugural LIV Golf Invitational Series event. Scotty Scheffler slammed the LIV players for suing the PGA Tour after switching to a competing circuit. Because of its unparalleled prize money, LIV Golf, financed by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, poses a threat to existing golf series. Cameron Smith and Mark Leishman are anticipated to join the circuit, which offers more than $25 million in prize money at each tournament. From September 2 to 4, the next LIV Invitational Series will be hosted in Boston. What are your thoughts on the topic? Please express your thoughts in the comments section below. Please give us a thumbs up if you like today's video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to receive the most recent content as soon as it's released. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again in another video.